Hi guys, it's Ruthie with the Popo Backyard Farm. Okay guys, today we're going to talk about the smart way to declutter. I'm going to teach you a life skill that will help you. You don't have to hire somebody to help you declutter, although you could. But this is going to teach you how to do all this for yourself so you can be successful in life. Okay, there are different seasons in our lives. Sometimes we take things in, sometimes we're pushing things out. And in between, we're always taking and pushing out. Kind of like up the mountain, down the mountain, always bringing in and taking out. Now, why do I have these funky glasses on? Because these are going to go in the giveaway bag. Because I don't need them, they're just fun. But I thought I would just give you a little something different to look at today. So, here is the smart way to declutter for a lifestyle of decluttering. First of all, I would say this. This is what I do. What I do is, when I clean, I take around a box with me. Anything that I don't want, I put in the box to give away. And some things just automatically go into the trash. Okay? So that's one thing. Now, when I give away stuff, I have a rule. And there's a reason I have the rule. I try to give to my family first, because you should always provide for your own household, so to speak. If they don't want stuff, I either bring it to the road or I give it to somebody else. Now, here's where my rule comes in, and I'll tell you why. Because some of you may be like me and have been givers and have ran into this. I will usually give to a stranger one time, unless, of course, the Lord speaks to me and tells me to do more. And the reason being is I've ran into problems with that in the past. I've offered given people things and they've had me store it on my porch for 6 months, or they didn't come get it, or they would keep asking me for things that maybe I didn't want to give away, maybe or made me feel funny about it. So so basically my rule is, when I give something away, I usually will give to a stranger. Like, say I feel like, gee, I got a whole big bag of Christmas toys here, I will think of somebody, I'll kind of pray about it, and I might bring them a bag of Christmas toys. Then it might be the next year I might give it to somebody else. But that's what has worked for me, because if you give a lot, I mean, I get people calling me on the phone, you gave all the stuff to the rescue mission, why didn't you give it to me? Someone like I hardly knew, they had wouldn't even think. So I mean, it's just sometimes you go through stuff, and that's because I used to have a lot of money. I don't have a lot of money anymore. I'm just an everyday person now. But I'm sharing that so you can, if you run into those situations, this is a life lesson, right? So, but most of the time what I do now is, because my family lives far away and they don't want anything most of the time, is I just pull it to the side of the road and write free. And that's what I do. Now, I know I got into that a little bit, but if you're going to start doing this method, you're going to have lots to get rid of. Okay, the other thing is, when I get rid of stuff, I look at it and I say, does this have another use? So because I live on a backyard farm, and it's different living in the country and in the city, because I came from the city. Because what happens is, in the country, you use things sometimes that in the city you'd toss away. Like, maybe, I don't know, here's a good example. I had some tea cups, and before I got rid of them, I thought, you know what, I could put a plant in that, because I like plants, until I buy the bigger, better pots. And that's the next step. When you get stuff, people give you stuff, or you buy stuff, upgrade and get rid of the lesser stuff. And when people offer to give you stuff, don't be shy. Say, yeah, I'll take it. Like, I have people that give me things, I'll take that. And they know I'll go through what I want, and then what I don't want, I'll shoot to the road. And they're happy to get rid of their stuff. I'm happy to go through their bags of free stuff, and then I throw it to the road. So that's my next thing in decluttering. Let people know that, hey, if you've got stuff you really don't want, I'm happy to go through it. And that's a nice way too. If you're giving to a stranger or somebody, you can say, oh shoot, I take things from people all the time, and if I don't want it, I just give it to the next guy. And it's a nice thing to do, because it kind of is a nice way to give people things for free, and it blesses everybody, so that's something to do too. You can throw your stuff to the road that you don't want and help people for free. I mean, you don't know how many times people in the community we get talking, we meet them, and they'll go, I got stuff from you before, and I just laugh, you know. But that's something, you know, learn to be a giver. What goes out comes in. You know, the Bible says the liberal soul shall be made fat. So, you know, you guys probably saw that video where I went to the store to get a shelf and we couldn't find what we wanted, and on the way back somebody had a free shelf outside, you know. So we took it. It was better than something I would have bought, you know. It was made better and everything else. So in your decluttering, think of it like your home is a business. Like, be smart, upgrade, and then get rid of things you don't need. But then also too, don't get rid of things to rebuy. I mean, that's just stupid. You know, don't go through and say, well, I'm going to get rid of all my clothing in hopes that I'm going to get to be the next size down, and then the next year you have no clothing, and now you are clothing less, and you have to go out and buy all new clothes. That's just silly. But if you have like, say 200 blouses, say, you know what, I'm going to get down to 20 or 50. I mean, be realistic, depending on your lifestyle. I mean, I used to be in sales and I'd have to go to work every day, and at one point I worked at a job where I just wore something different every day. You know, it was like working a lot with the public, and you know, and some of them the same people. So I guess what I'm saying is, if you have a job like that, you know, you're going to need a lot of clothes. But if you're like, say me, I work at a backyard farm, I don't need all that stuff. So I might say, well, I need this to clean, I need this for church, I need this if I have to go to a wedding. But I don't need to have so much clothes that you know, it's a chore to put it away and fold and leap over this pile of blouses to get to the one blouse I'm going to wear, and then it gets smelly and you got to wash it, and you know, the whole 9 yards. So all I'm saying is, you know, don't get rid of things you need, but get rid of things you don't really truly need. And then when you do get things or bring things in, always upgrade. Keep getting better. If somebody offers you, hey, you know, Ruthie, I got a bag of clothes, you want it? Yeah, you know, all my clothes is given to me lately. You know, this pretty blouse that I love, it was given to me, and I'm thankful, you know. And it's like, that helps my family, and that's the kind of stuff that, you know, learn to manage your home smart. Now, that doesn't mean that someone's going to give you clothes and give you a bunch of stuff, because it has to start with you being the giver. And so as you're decluttering, you know, get rid of what you don't want. And honestly, you might not even, like, I have a friend, she doesn't want, I mean, I'm always like, can I give you this? Can I give you that? Nope, I don't want nothing. I don't want anything. I don't want anything else in my house, you know. And most of the people I know that know me well, I'll say, do you want this? And they'll be like, no, because, you know, I've given to them in the past and they've given to me, and back and forth. But it's like, they're just at a different place in their life. So, and you might be there too. So, you know, as you're decluttering, get rid of your stuff, give it to people. But if somebody wants to offer you something, don't be shy. And then you could, you know, it's kind of like, in decluttering, and what I'm saying is, just be smart. You know, you're running your home like a business. So upgrade, and don't just get rid of all your stock and your supply because somebody on the internet told you to get rid of everything to be freer. Now, on the other side, like right now, what I'm doing is I am getting rid of everything I don't need. I went into my kitchen and I was decluttering, and I had like 5 big spoons. I said, I don't want 5 big spoons. I gotta, you know, spoon over all that stuff. So I took 4 of them and I got rid of them and I kept 1. I had like those tongs. I had 2 or 3. I kept 1. I was like, that's way too much stuff. I'm going through all my pans. I want to have like 1 or 2 good cooking pans and 1 or 2 cookie sheets. I don't need 5 cookie sheets. I don't need all that stuff. It's too crazy for me. Now on the other side, I'm giving up canning and some of the dehydrating. I'm just going to do a little, not the massive amount. So I want to get rid of all that stuff. But now if you're canning and all that stuff, you're not going to want to get rid of all your canning stuff. If you're a big canner, you know, this is at the country and city. You're going to want to save that stuff and find a spot for it. But maybe you'll have spots in your closet where you would have had all that clothing or something, and you'll have your canning stuff in there. And, you know, you might have to have 3 or 4 tongs. Maybe it's a family project. And you might have to build a shed or do something for your storage. But this is what I'm saying about decluttering. The smart way. You know, If you see opportunities, something free on the side of the road, a good coupon deal, a good sale, and it's something you really use, bring it in the house. If it's something that's been sitting on the shelf and going bad and expired, just take it and get rid of it, or however you get rid of it. I mean, I know in the past we ate a lot of expired food. I mean, that wasn't it's not a crime. A lot of people do, but I don't do that anymore because I don't need to. But for a season I have, and there's been times, like I said, I used to go out to eat every meal when I was working a lot. But it's not. It's just ways of life. And I know I'm kind of ranting a little bit, kind of going on a rabbit trail, but I want to kind of let you catch the thought of manage your home like a business. Upgrade. Always have a constant flow in and out. If it doesn't come in right away, don't worry. Eventually, as you do stuff, you'll see opportunities. Usually, like I said, with me, it's like I get so much stuff. It's like my husband says, "Oh, we just cleaned out," and then all this stuff comes in. It just seems like it's a constant flow. But on the same sense, that's just my nature. I like stuff. And that's another thing. Just because you like stuff doesn't mean that you're a bad person, but you got to choose stuff that you like. So the Bible says keep the things that are like fill your home with precious things. So I like house plants. So I have filled my house with house plants. I've had things that are worth a lot of money that I said, this doesn't make me happy. I know that somebody might say, "Oh, that's so beautiful and precious," but it doesn't make me happy. Out to the road it went. The person that found it probably thought, "Wow, this is great." I've got I think I gave away like a bunch of those party like candle holders and things like that. She probably thought, "Wow, this is great," but to me, it was dragging me down. It was making me feel like, oh, I just can't look at that one more time. But now there's other things that are precious to me, like my mother gave me a book. And it was just a story, and I wanted to keep it because my mother gave it to me. I don't, you don't have to save every single one of your memories. And my mother's still living, by the way. She's going to be 90 this year. You don't have to save every single one of those memories, as I am repeating myself. But you can save things that are precious to you. There are some things that are precious to me. There are some things that maybe I'm saving for my son. Some things you should save because, like your son's baby pictures, or maybe there's something that that's going to mean something to your children, or maybe it's something you want to pass on to your children. As you get older, these are the things that, yeah, you can get rid of stuff, but some things you should save for your kids. Like maybe a wedding picture or a ring or something, and yeah, you want to get rid of stuff, and there is a time for that, but then there's also, you've got to think about, like I said, running your home like a business for your family, for your home, and all that. Like I have a high school ring. What am I going to do with a high school ring that I had? I just remember that. That's something I'm probably going to give to my son. I sometimes you just cart through life and you don't even know why. Of course, my son is 30 now, so this is great when you get your kids to that age, and he's married. So now's the time. It's like, will you take this? Will you take this? Will you take this? It's a good time to unload all that stuff, But anyway, a little bit of a rant, I know. But the smart way to declutter is to upgrade, get rid of what you really don't need, and save what is valuable for your family and to be going down in the generations, or that you just love. So anyway, it's my clutter rant. I hope you enjoyed it. Rather than a bunch of tips, this is more of like a heartfelt, get you thinking. So you can tell me your thoughts on decluttering and what you do. Oh, and I want to tell you one more thing. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot, because I think this is really important. All right, when you're decluttering, guys, this is another thing you can do, because I know some of you guys might not have decluttered for years. Maybe you're older, maybe you have been sick, or maybe you don't feel good, or whatever. Maybe you're younger, have never decluttered. Every day, just as you're working through your house, it doesn't have to be this big decluttering thing. Just as you're in a room, like say you go to put a piece of laundry away and you see a shirt or blouse that you're never going to use again, you could say, oh, I'm going to throw this in a box. and put it in the garage to either donate to the Salvation Army or to my brother, or to put to the road, or cut it up to clean the house with. Just every day, just take things that you see around and just get in the habit of just decluttering constantly. And after a while, your house will be clean, you'll feel great. And don't take such huge bites, because then you'll think someday, and someday never comes. So if you just little bite every single day, just I go in this room, I do this, I go in this room, I do this. And as the opportunity comes up, just do it. You get bored, you're waiting for somebody to clean out a kitchen drawer, throw out what you don't want. Maybe you're waiting for a ride, maybe you're just waiting for your husband or your wife to leave. Just do it that way, and after a while, everything will be clean. And if you got kids, better yet, let's declutter and have a garage sale. But you do have to warn them that they're not allowed to sell things that they're going to cry for later, because they might be selling, they might be dragging out their bad. But sometimes they'll help you declutter their own stuff if they feel like they can keep the money from a garage sale or something. And then the rule is, once it goes out, it doesn't come back in the house again. So, but anyway, that said, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless.